DC's finest, Clarence Bootney Green, live in the den.
The moment I saw her, I knew she had style. Her beautiful hair end up with a flower. She lit up the room with her beautiful smile. Then she started dancing, and it drove.
Back live in the den, man, with Clarence Bootney Green, a.k.a. The Machine. Big happy you got the stage.
I want to answer his question.
Oh yeah,
So you asked me something about the 77, right?
Yeah.
You got me that feeling.
Yeah.
I can't even remember, honestly. But I knew I was having a good game.
Fat Rodney.
Oh!
Fat Rodney, baby.
Man, rest in peace.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace, Fat Rodney.
One of my young boys, Fat Rodney. Oh, man, rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace, Fat Rodney.
He really believed in me, man. He
So
thought I was everything to him, and I never wanted to let him down. Right. So that game, I think halftime came, and he ran over to the base. He said, "Call me Reds." He said, "Reds, you got 50."
Back then you were Reds, yeah.
I ain't think nothing of it. I ain't tripping or nothing. I said, "Okay, cool." So we playing. So back then I'm on. I can't be stopped back then. Yeah. He gave me the right name. The Machine.
Yes, sir.
That's what I thought I was. Real talk. And my confidence, again, was up here. Could nobody, it was a whole, no disrespect to nobody. I gotta shout his name out. That I got so much love and respect for. Yeah, they're still playing with me right to this day, my man Jeff Baxter. Yeah, right to this day.
That's a humble.
Yeah, I love this dude right to this day, man. He became a best friend of mine that I talk to every day. And me and him so tight, we don't even play on the same team. I know we go against each other, man. We knock each other down, help each other up, knock each other down. This is the 50, you know. And I got nothing but love. I learned so much from him. And I just wanted to shout him out. I mean, there's a whole lot of people I can talk about. And again, no disrespect, but I got to give him his love. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Baxter.
So do you remember the recipients of that?
Who you playing against?
Who you played
I was playing against Darryl Prue, Sherman Douglas. And I lost, so I don't really take no homage in that. I mean, I lost the game, but and they had good games. They had 50s.
Yeah, it was some 50s.
I think both of them. Both of them got 50.
On both sides.
That was the sum of your average 46.
Yeah, I averaged 45.
45.6. Yeah.
So I'm not sure who you played with on your team.
Greenfield.
No. I'm talking who's on your team. So player wise, like what takes? How much courage you got to even take that many shots?
Speaking of the Urban Coalition, the legendary Urban Coalition, Dunbar Senior High School.
Only person I can remember on that team is Melvin Milton.
I can say me either. Only I remember.
And Melvin would let me no games. Melvin would let me take off, man. I mean, I just had to tell Melvin, man, get them involved. And Melvin mentality was, man, fuck them.
Yes,
I ain't lying. I ain't bullshit. They can't score like you. And I'm like, nah, man, we can't. And that's how he was. He'll try once or twice. They miss once or twice. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He used to always tell the Reds, man, fuck them, man. And no disrespect. They can't score the ball like you. I said, man, give him this game.
Shake ain't take no break.
Yeah, he was a motivator. He motivated me. And he made me realize that a lot of shit I was doing, he made me realize that I could do it.
That was your NBA, baby.
Yeah, Larry Battle. Madden shot when shot them all
Nobody
too.
remember that
That's
loss.
what
They
Larry said.
remember that 77.
Yeah. And Larry
Because
said,
when
"This
you
might
walked
be it."
in Dunbar during those days and we were getting ahead at the Urban Coalition, they had
I'm sorry.
they had that motherfucking easel board in the corner,
Yeah.
and they had them probes.
That's why I say it was his NBA.
And another person I feed, I ain't really know Miles then.
But you can hear him in that stand,
He
can
was a
you?
force.
Yeah, you can hear him.
And I knew, I guess they got gyms like this everywhere over the United States. And I knew his voice. If you fucked up, he gonna let you have it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that. And especially since they had the urban coalition in my neighborhood. See, I'm built different.
Yeah.
I'm from this neighborhood. So I say, I gotta mean something down this joint, man. Cause these are all my homies, man. From 5th and O till 5th and Warner Street.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is my area. So I can't have all these different basketball players coming in my area. And we ain't got nobody to talk about.
You had a different demeanor because you used to come to that motherfucker with that net basketball bag over your motherfucking shoulder. Your walk was different.
I sit down by myself.
Yeah, you said it, and you ain't
talk.
dap nobody.
Yeah.
You know, and I used to sit over there and rely on all of us to sit over there and watch this shit every Saturday and Sundays. Man, they always played on Sunday. Cause that was the
4 o'clock
over the marquee game.
Mm-hmm.
And this motherfucker, man, go out there motherfucker in the layup. Like, he ain't never dunked in the layup line. Lay the motherfucker up, man, but every game, the niggas, everybody in the city, man. The niggas was up there 11:30, waiting to get in and waiting to see all the names.
And another thing I want to say, those names before me, Dougie Vaughn,
Oh, man.
Mr. G, JoJo Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I watched those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I never knew I was going to be a part of that fraternity. But that was my imagination. I was like, what if? I used to always say, man, because I used to watch them come in. And you know the locker room they go in?
Mm-hmm.
I used to think they was going down in the locker room. They going in the hallway, changing their
Yeah,
clothes.
right.
In the hallway.
And I'm saying, and I used to be saying, damn, I wonder if I ever get this right here. And I went down there, I said, and I found
Freddie Matt is out there.
Exactly. I just wanted to be a big reason people was coming down.
So
I tell you what, excuse me. When I used to come in that motherfucker, man, we had our, speaking of the urban coalition stuff about my guys, because I had to catch the bus. I ain't had no car back then. Early 80s.
Wow.
Yeah, I catch that 94.
Drink on your
and then
fish.
I get a ride home, but I used to go watch Bootney. That's all we talk about. Then I'm telling you, and I'm older than Bootney. But when we finished watching the game, I used to go back. Everybody used to haul ass back down the farms to play pickup. So down the farms, niggas talking about, yeah, nigga, I'm Bootney. I used to grab the motherfucking rebound.
Wow. See, I ain't
had no hops, but I used to slap that motherfucker. And when Bootney used to get in the post, everybody, it was Bootney Green. Everybody used to try to be Shea, couldn't be Shea. Shea Hannah was all the motherfucking chain. Nobody had a teardrop in the town but Sherman and Trouble Smith.
And you know where that grip come from?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to high school. Coach Wood brought in a strength and conditioning coach one week, and that was one of the drills he had us doing. I stuck with it. So we had to hold the ball, and everybody had to go around try to smack the ball.
Yeah.
I did it every day. For some reason, I just liked it. For some reason, I don't know where, and I just was doing it. I was doing it. I mean, they was when I first started out on the first week, the first good 2 weeks, they was getting it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and they they could hit out my hand in there, but I mastered it, and then it became a part of my movement.
Yeah.
I got some.
I got some.
I had like 8 dudes pop they showed out.
I damn near tore mine out. I can tell you.
Trying to get it.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
one
And
dude
this
get it.
nigga was in.
Yeah, and I heard him holler.
This nigga was in high school.
Yeah.
He put them up right there in front of
Right
you,
in your
like
face.
this. Pow! That motherfucker's arm ain't do like this or nothing.
I be looking around, put it up, and I be looking around.
Mike Miller and Bleach and them, they
That's
was
my
changing at the time. Remember changing? You know,
Yeah, that's my
so you had Mike Miller, Bleach, and P. Them three brothers from Park
Go ahead,
Chester.
stay there.
Man, this shit was to go from Cheney, and then we're gonna go back to Cheney because I want to give you your flowers on Cheney. You go to Cheney, D2 Player of the Year. This all was during our military time, but I found all this out. Then you the only Division II dude in the Olympic trials.
Yeah.
Only Division II guy that ever got invited. How was your mentality going into that situation? That was Ball Night back then, wasn't it?
That was Coach Thompson.
You be funny. I was about to say he'd be funny or remiss to know that that's who called him.
Coach Thompson.
Coach Thompson called him on the phone.
That was John Thompson, 88 team.
So did.
And
Bobby Knight.
when he
One guy. It's Black History Month.
I ran to Coach Thompson in 86. We went to Final Four my 86 year in the airport in Ohio. At this time, he don't know me as Clarence Grady. He know me as Bootney.
Right.
So when I run into him, I'm made up. My mom and my father named me after their best friend.
Oh, okay.
Named Bootney Hicks.
Okay.
So Coach don't even know, at that time in 86, he don't even know I'm in school.
Oh, okay.
So when I bump into him, I got the picture there. I'm looking up at me. I got my my coat on. We're in the airport, and I introduced to my coach and everything. So this 86.
Mm-hmm.
So mind you, when 88 come around, he forget all about me. He don't know he calling. He asking for Clarence Green.
You don't know he didn't go.
So he called Cookie Willie Jackson, Ballou High School. Became one of my best friends, teammate, classmate at
Just
Cheney.
retired.
Yeah, all that. I used to hang out in his dorm because he used to have the good Chuck Brown tapes up in school. So I used to go in his room and hang out on the chair and listen to Chuck all day. Coach Thompson calls his room. I'm in the gym. He answers the phone. He said, "Hey, this is Coach John Thompson, Georgetown University." So Cookie Will say, "Hey, Coach. You know what this is?" He said, "No." He said, "This is Willie Jackson." He said, "Well, look, Coach knew this and that." He said, "Oh, yeah." He said, "Who's this boy, Clarence Green?" He said, "That's Bootney." He said, "Coach said, get the fuck out of here." He ran. He said, "Coach, can you hold on?" He ran over to the gym and got. I had not even a clue, man.
Right.
He said, "Man, I knew, Coach." He said, "Man, Coach Thompson on the phone, man. He called me. You don't let me try." I said, "Nah, man." So he said, "He on the phone." We rushed back over to the room. I talked to Coach. He said, "Hey, Coach, hey, boy, what's up?" He said, "Man, I didn't know this was you." I was like, "Yeah, Coach." He said, "Man, goddamn." So we was talking. He said, "Man, can you come on the weekend?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm home." Went up to school to meet with him. We talked. Asked him what position I play. I told him I was a 2 guard. His exact words. Pat was in the office. I don't think Pat probably. Pat act like he don't know me. Patrick Muir act like he don't know me now, but I seen him up in school a few times. He, me and him used to be cool, but he might have things changed, but he under different pressure. So we in there in his office. He trying to find out what position. So I said, "I'm a 2 guard, I play 2 guard." He said, "Yeah." So he said, "Man, you been." He named. He said Rex Chapman, University Hawkins. Ain't a few of them guards, about 6'4", 6'5". I think Mitch Richmond. Yeah. So he said, you can get your shot off over them guys." I started laughing. I said, "Yeah, Coach, I believe I can get my shot off." So to make a long story short, we talked about it. I left. I went back home to school. I was going back up there to work out. And no disrespect to coaching that, you know what I'm saying? So when we get up to Colorado, Sherman was up there. Introduced me to Coach Greyhound. Sherman, at this time, I'm like his young boy. Because his people, man, all them guys, his people, he played good. So he took me under his wing. That's why I got a lot of respect for him. Because he ain't had to do that. So he pulled me. He said, "Man, do your thing. Let them know who you are."
There was 100 of y'all, man.
100.
Broke y'all down to teams of 10s, and you was under Raleigh.
I was in the
Raleigh Marcelino, man.
I'm like, man.
Coach from Villanova, baby.
Pull that man ass off. Man, that's somebody else, man. That might be Riley.
Yeah. Yeah, Coach actually, he knew about you, but he never seen your face. He knew your name.
He knew they broke us down in tens. So I had stand to be corrected. It's a long time ago. I think I had Kenny Ballard and Felton Spencer were the two names that I remember. Because when Riley found out who I was, he and Coach switched me. It wasn't the two guards.
Oh yeah, Riley Massimini put you in your natural position.
They put me at the one. No, listen, they stuck me at the one.
Oh, at the one. Oh.
But that wasn't my position. But I had to go with the flow. And this concern came in. No disrespect. I said they brought me up here as a two. I said they sticking me at the one. And Sherman just said, man, they got their team. He said they got their team. Do your thing. Let them know who you are and have sweet told him. I'll never forget it. He might not, and that's what I did. So when Riley going down the list, he going reading the names, and when he get to my name, I knew him. I knew he coached Villanova that day. He said Green, so I said, yeah. I said Green. He said Cheney. I was like, yeah. He was like, oh shit, you done figured it out. I said, yeah. So he got 10, so he started me at the point. He said, what was that? I said, I paid 2. He said, man, well, he got you down here at the point. I said, well, I got to do what I got to do. Right. So he's taking on the point, running the offense, Kenny Brown, Felton Spencer. So he had them setting a few screens on top. So as we work, I'm coming off the screen, my jump shot, I'm off the floor like this. They ain't seen no shit like that. Danny Manning one time, we was in the full court shooting drill. It's going down 3, and he was kicking it, they was kicking it back, and I was getting off on my jump shot there. I heard Danny Manning tell him, man, watch this jump, watch him on his jump shot. I was off the ground like this.
God damn.
And to piggyback off that, Dan Marley was my roommate up there.
Wow.
Yeah, Dan Marley called me big guy too. I don't know if he called everybody that, but he called me big guy for a reason though. But to make a long story short, that was one of the best experiences I ever had.
Coach didn't invite you to that.
Yeah, and Coach, again,
said they got their team, but that's good exposure.
Yeah, I got big up to Charles Smith, Lonzo Mourning. You know what I'm saying? They, was giving me, encouragement because these are all D1 guys now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I know where I'm at in here. Fool Richardson, I met all these guys. I'm David Ross. I met, you know what I'm saying? They, and I was scared to mention Change. That's because when I mentioned Change, I like, oh, that fool fucking Change. I was like, oh shit. Well, once we started, we had a little line going.
Hey,
that's just what I'm gonna get him at right here.
Wait, when I bring us back, we're gonna go back to the All-American and what almost derailed it.
Yeah,
from you being an All-American, because it's only like 14 first team, players of the years. But right. I'm like, it's like 14 or 15 that came from the DC area, and you was one of them. We're gonna talk about that when we come back.
Almost did
yeah,
DMC.
We're gonna talk about it.
Story, man. I'm back live in the den, man, with Clarence Bootney, the Machine Green, out of Spingarn High School, 5th and O, Northwest.
All right, brother. Before we left, we was talking about how many player of the years that came out of the DC area. You was one of them. What almost derailed that?
Well, yeah, almost didn't make it. In summer school up Cheney, my class was in Philadelphia. Had an exam to take. Chose to go play basketball during the summer. Thought my coach was going to end up, or me was going to end up talking to a professor to give me a grade. It didn't happen. He failed me. Gave me an F. So get back to school. Coach called me up to the office and said, you're ineligible. I said, ineligible for what? He said, that test you didn't take. major in algebra. So I cried. I was a crier too. You know, I wanted to go home, wanted to go home, wanted to quit school, you know, call my mother and father. I said, man, you ain't coming back here. Man, you gonna ride out. So I ended up had to start that whole semester. This is my senior year. Knocked me on everything. Couldn't make everything. I ain't think I was gonna make nothing. So I come back and I was in January. We had a tournament up in Maine somewhere. So my first 3 games off the gate, I think I'm 32, 35, 37 off the break, and get back home. And come to practice the next day. Coaches was like, man, I think I had probably had about 15 more games to go. Coach said, man, you back in the racing. I said, back in the racing for what?